Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. And alright, so basically I live in California here. And in California, I live in the Silicon Valley. And this last week, I traveled across the country to Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, where there's a host of all-inclusive resorts. In this video, I'm going to be telling you 5 things you should and 5 things you should not do when visiting an all-inclusive resort in areas like this, in the tropics. Let's get started. Alright, so starting off, make sure to do these activities while visiting a resort. Number 1, spread out the activities. Usually in a resort, there are many sports, games, and activities for you to do. But to make your trip as enjoyable as possible, spread out what times you will do certain activities. For example, during my trip, I played beach volleyball one day, water volleyball another day, water polo another day, and football another day, and even went paragliding. I could have done all these activities in just one day, but then the rest of the days would seem very repetitive and boring. Don't worry, if you plan out when you will do certain activities, you will surely get through all the activities the resorts have to offer, and you will not miss out on a single thing. Number 2, socialize with others. Now, when I visited Puerto Vallarta and the Rio Plaza Pacifico, that was the resort we were staying in, I went with 22 other people. There was plenty of friends to hang out with, and it never got boring. But in case you go to a resort by yourself, make sure to talk to others. I made some new friends at the resort and had a lot of fun. Remember, everyone else is also on vacation and probably in a good mood. So don't be afraid to make some new friends on your stay. Otherwise, your trip might be pretty boring. Number 3, leave the resort. While on the ads and all, the resort looks like a haven of fun and activities, there's usually lots to do outside of the resort. The resort is not a jail. You can leave any time to see the city. Luckily for us, Puerto Vallarta had lots to do in its fun and populous city. The easiest way to see the city is to book an excursion event out. These trips are organized and well planned, and you get to see all the spots around town. Just remember, the drive-in has to stick to the itinerary of the tour, so if there's anything on the tour you didn't like, it will be unlikely you can cut that out of the trip. On our stay, we left the resort 2 times. The first time was to see the Puerto Vallarta city and main attractions. This tour did not take the entire day, and we were back at 4 p.m. The second time we went out of the resort was a far more enjoyable tour. We took a boat across the Puerto Vallarta Bay to a secluded mini resort full of fun. We did banana boating and snorkeling and had a great lunch, and it was something that was impossible to do in the resort. Number 4, visit another resort. While we did not particularly do this on the trip, it is easily possible to visit another resort on your stay. Usually when you visit a resort, there are other resorts nearby. In our case, all the resorts were owned by the same company, Rio Hotels and Resorts, making it possible to hop from one resort to the other. We were staying at the best resort in the Rio chain, so we could visit any of the other lower grade resorts on the beach. Visiting other resorts can give you some fresh new scenery, or other resorts might have special events. For example, the Rio Jalisco, 2 resorts down from our resort, hosted a massive party on Christmas Eve. Try visiting these attractions that other resorts have to offer. Number 5, get plenty of rest. While this may seem obvious, I noticed lots of people waking up very early in the morning and swimming and playing for hours and hours. Don't be afraid to sleep in and waste time, as that is the entire point of the vacation, right? To relax and rest. If there is an event or something very late or early in the morning, you don't have to attend. Maybe rest is more important than swimming with dolphins. Alright, so that is the list of 5 things to do when visiting a resort. While some of them may seem obvious, I think they're still important. Alright, now on to things you should not do at any resort. Many of you might disagree with me on this list, but here is my list. Okay, so when visiting a resort, there is a fun way to do things and a not so fun way. Here are things to avoid when visiting an all-inclusive resort. Number 1, don't eat the sushi in the Japanese restaurants. Now, I don't have anything against Japanese food. It is in fact one of my favorite cuisines. In most resorts, there's going to be one Japanese restaurant. I don't know why. But however tempting it may be, I do not recommend you eat there. For me, in the Bay Area, Japanese food is as common as well any other food because of the diversity here. Not eating Japanese food in a resort is fine with me because there are Japanese restaurants 5 minutes away from my house. But if you don't come from such a diverse place such as the Bay Area and Japanese food is a rare delicacy, I still don't recommend you eat there. Most resorts are in nice tropical weather, great for swimming, but not so great for the raw fish found in sushi. It is easy to get sick eating the Japanese food because of the raw fish in the sushi. If you eat Japanese food in restaurants, make sure that it's cooked and won't make you sick. Number 2, don't overeat. Most restaurants have buffets with rows and rows of good looking food of seemingly endless quantity. Unfortunately, your stomach does not even fit space. Just because you can eat tons of food doesn't mean you should. Overeating will just lead to you getting sick, throwing up, or other bad symptoms. Remember, you are in an all-inclusive resort, so you can go and eat anytime you want, wherever you want. You don't have to overeat in the mean times. You can just have snacks throughout the day, if you want. Number 3, read expedition reviews. So remember how I said you can book an expedition to go around town? Read the reviews first. On our first expedition, when we looked around the port of a larger city, we saw all the sights, but in general it was not a pretty good tour. For lunch, they brought us to this restaurant and it took them 1 hour just to make tacos for us. It was a big disappointment. Make sure the tour has good ratings and reviews before going on it, otherwise your day may be ruined. Number 4, get drinks from the pool bar. Do not do that. In most resorts, there are bars inside the pool and inside the main resort. These bars serve both alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. The thing is, the drinks in the pool bar, well, they suck. They're not good quality, and even the strawberry slushy I had was not that good. In the indoor bars, however, the drinks are actually good, and the hot chocolate there was amazing. So, if you're gonna have a drink, go inside. It's just gonna be much better. Number 5, don't stay in the resort for more than 1 week. If you're going to a resort, 1 week is plenty. Do not go for 2 weeks at all. It will get boring and tiring. Even if the resort is all inclusive, the food is not the greatest, and there are so many people, you could really get sick of it. After our week there, I was really ready to go, almost hoping for it. So do not visit an all-inclusive resort for more than a week. Alright, so that wraps up the things you should not do in resorts. I've been to multiple resorts, and after that I've come up with this list. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get 600 subscribers, and thanks for watching. Bye!